So Melbourne leading by 19 points at the first change. We pick up play now at the start of the second quarter.
Second quarter about to get underway. A 19-point lead to Melbourne. Melbourne have been winning in the ruck. Scott the only go for the Eagles, but he wins this one down to Turley. Great little hand pass. Malaxos off to Lamb. 13 touches in the first term. Dwayne Lamb, a left footer to an open goal square. Big chance. Go through. It deserves it, but it's touched right on the line by Hughes. And through for a behind. Well, Danny Hughes really sprinted for that, but what a first quarter Dwayne Lamb has played for the Eagles.
I think that would have been a goal, Drew, only the MCG surface is now cutting up a bit and quite soft in the goal square there.
Hughes kicks it in. Dwyer tries to knock it on. Scott sent it the other way. This is Yates. Does nicely. When the kick was charged down, hit a teammate, Newport. Eventually it's shoveled forward by Hetty, taken by Spalding. Gets it out wide to accommodate Grinter. Now he's away. Melbourne have got the numbers 2-on-1 here. Can Laidley close it down? No, he can't. Tingay on the ground. Got it across to Viney. Superb pass. Hits Campbell on the chest. Oh, Tingay. It was always going to be a tough contract for Laidley. Outnumbered, but Tingay, very artful. Now Campbell, kicking goals isn't always his strong point. From 45, that's good enough, right through the middle. Beautiful piece of football by Melbourne. And they stretch their lead 6-3 to 2-3.
He's doing it very well, Melbourne. As you said, Dennis, Tingay on the wing. Lost his footing, but was able to get the hand pass to Todd Viney, and that's a perfect pass to the lead of Tony Campbell, who kicked his first goal.
Well, the Eagles had better be pretty careful here. This could yet be a blowout if they don't get back into the game in a hurry. 6-3 to 2-3. Scott did well there. Malaxos getting the hard one out. McKenna, his kick up towards half forward. Wide for Hetty. Too wide. Well, Hetty reaches it inside the boundary line. Oh, great tackle by Lovell. Grinter it was, and the ball out of play.
Melbourne's pressure is forcing the Eagles to go very wide, and by the time they get the ball down to the forward line, it is very congested, and Sumich has no room to lead into.
Dwyer won that one. Obst a little kick along, 15 metres. Hetty caught by Eishold, off the ground by Viney. It spills to Lamb. Another possession for Dwayne Lamb, but no gain for the team. Grinter backs into the ball, and it's out of bounds, and a bit of aggro again from Rod Grinter at ground level. He doesn't mind where he is, and the umpire will throw it in.
It's a brave man who does that. Lying down, looking up, giving cheek. Throw it out aside. Kemp got a fist on it eventually. This is Wilson, wide of the pack. Peter Wilson pulls it back across his body. It wanders down towards the pocket. Jackson, strong mark. It is paid. Stood his ground well. Stephen Jackson. Too far out to score. There's Sumich on the lead. That's ignored. A lot of indecision taking it in by the Eagles tonight.
Much too long there by Stephen Jackson. The forward line very congested.
It's all Sumich or nothing. Not a good kick. Dwyer, who played pretty well early last Sunday against the Swans. Out of defence. Members side with a kick. Good mark is taken going back there by Newport. Turley arriving a step or two too late.
Very nearly 50 metres.
Steve Newport, right half back, sends play towards centre wing. Clever use of the body by Eishold, enabled the mark to be taken. No, it wasn't clever. Steins has to surrender the ball. It's a free kick to Scott. Eishold was right on the borderline of being clever. Scott back towards half forward. Almost the one-handed Lion. He's getting a free kick.
I didn't see that one.
Neither did I. I thought Langdon was in front.
And the free's being paid. 12-11 in favour of the Eagles. Gary Lyon kicks 55 to 60 metres over centre. Goes through the pack to Healy. He puts it down. Ball shuffled out. Scott. Clever mark to Viney in front of Wilson. Giving him the fix-up so far. Play on, says the umpire. Tingay, hand pass wide, but short of Lovett. He had to show courage then and did. Well played by Brett Lovett. That's how he won a state Guernsey last year. Off to Tingay. The kick short of Bennett. And it favours his opponent, Brennan. And Brennan out of defence for the Eagles. He's got Malaxos 25 metres up. Back to Brennan. Brennan's kick. Oh, shocker. Straight to Grinter. Grinter goes bang. Melbourne 2-1. Comes to the back. Could be 3-1. Healy with time. Just outside 50. Lead by Campbell to the pocket. And the ball out of bounds for a throw-in.
Well, Johnny Worsfold there. That was the third of two options. It couldn't go behind. It did. Melbourne didn't take advantage of it. 6-3 to 2-3. Just over 20 minutes remaining in the first half. And Scott set a very big task tonight, rucking against Steins and O'Dwyer. This time it's the former. Steins gets it down. Phoebe, under pressure, gets the kick away. May go out of bounds on the fall. No, it bounces just inside the line. Valiant attempt to mark by Bennett. And the ball deflects off his body out of bounds. Throw in the pocket then. Really the beauty of playing two ruckmen. They keep pressure on all the time. So often we see shorter players doing the ruck work on the forward line. Not so with Melbourne. Wilson gets the kick away. Campbell sliding in. Eishold working hard in there for Melbourne. Off the ground by McKenna. Lamb, who's been everywhere in the Eagles' cause tonight, slides out of bounds this time, and the ball will be thrown in once more. What's the printout on Lamb? Let's find him. 16 possessions so far. Steins cleverly to Campbell. Away it comes to Healy. Pulls it back across his body. Will it bounce through? It may have been touched. We'll wait. Bennett was shepherding. It's going to be a free kick. He shepherded illegally.
Not a popular decision here at the MCG.
And it did bounce through for a goal too, that kick from Healy.
Brennan's kick only to the 50. Wilson climbs high but can't take the mark. At the front, Lovett. Away to Healy. Melbourne setting up again. Newport takes the hand pass off Eishold. Outside of his foot. What a kick. The Demons thumping them at the moment. 7-3 to 2-3.
And welcome back. A great start by Melbourne, but could the Demons keep it going? We're going to go back to the second quarter now at the MCG with about 7 minutes remaining in the term. The West Coast Eagles have added 1 goal. Melbourne has added 1 point, but the Demons still leading by 25 points.
Dwyer and Jackson to help out in ruck this time. Wilson's kick straight up and down on the spot. Thumped out of defence by Melbourne. Viney it was. Newport. His left footer is long. 45-50 metres to half forward. Punch to the front. Laidley first there. Great tackle by Tingay, who's done some real terrier-like things tonight. Malaxos out of defence. The Eagles need to set up here. Rance goes back. Doesn't go for a really big kick. Langdon leads and marks. Just forward of centre wing. Carl Langdon centres the ball to Heady. No great gain in distance. And still about 2.5 kicks to goal. I think Laidley down injured well behind the play, about 100 metres away. Lewis has been pretty quiet. Oh, here's a chance for Matera. His hand pass is blocked. Lamb couldn't be in better hands with an Eagle than Dwayne Lamb. And over the top went Matera. Gives away the free kick to Viney. And Melbourne will be out of defence again.
Well, Matera had the half chance. He needed to kick and kick quickly. This is Todd Viney out of the back pocket. Members side with a kick. Steins battling with Scott behind an opportunity for Lovett. Gets the kick away down towards half forward. Miles does well. Trying to get the hand pass away. Blanketed there by the diving Tingay. Rance. Back comes Tingay though. Well done, young man. Tingay from 40 metres. It deserves a goal. I think it's going to go for him too. Oh, what an inspirational goal. Melbourne stretched their lead.
There was great desperation there by Stephen Tingay, as it's an unfortunate sight for the West Coast Eagles. I think that's Dean Laidley being carried off after the incident on the Melbourne forward line, and I don't think we'll be seeing any more of him tonight.
And Dean Laidley, Eagles defender, being carried off the ground on a stretcher, and pain showing on his face. He doesn't look too good, unfortunately, Dean Laidley. Now, the incredible thing here about Melbourne is they've kicked 8 goals and they've had 8 different goal kickers. So if Darren Bennett was going to be the tall timber in the goal square, who was perhaps a problem to the West Coast Eagles, well, he's kicked one, but there have been plenty of other goal kickers around him.
And that's a good sign, Drew, too, because they're not relying on Darren Bennett to do the goal scoring. It's quite often sometimes to get back and cover a full forward who the side is relying on, but with a number of players being able to kick goals, it's a good sign for Melbourne.
Tragedy for Dean Laidley going off the ground there, having his best season by far as an Eagle. Really a key man in the team, and off he goes on a stretcher.
Play about to restart. It's a 31-point lead now to Melbourne. 8 different goal kickers, and Laidley carried off the ground on a stretcher. Defensive mark taken by Malaxos. He goes very wide. To Heady. Oh, he turned nearly into trouble. Phoebe nearly caught him. Up to Bremen. Bremen's kick to half forward. Langdon is there. Wilson as well. Lyon in front of Langdon. Off to Steins, playing the role of a rover this time. Steins pokes it over the top to Newport, who marks, hits the ground running. Steve Newport long to full forward. O'Dwyer's there, gets to the front. Can't take the mark. Off hands. Worsfold back there in the goal square. His hand passed wide to McKenna. 2 former best and fairest winners for the Eagles. Rance back to McKenna. McKenna's kick to centre wing. Lamb gets himself in space again. Takes the mark. Beats Obst. Mightn't get a possession out of this though. Oh, he does beat a man. A second man stretch. Well played by Lamb. Up towards half forward. Big punch away came from Spalding or line, and the ball out.
Let's go down to Michael Roberts now for a report on Dean Laidley.
Well, as you know, Dennis, he was taken straight up the race by Stretcher, and he's done his left knee. Don't know whether he fell in a pothole or someone fell across his knee.
Boundary throw in. Langdon leads in the race. It's out of bounds. Remarkable stats on Dwayne Lamb. 12 kicks, 9 hand passes, 3 marks. Approaching half time. But so far, his effort sees the Eagles trailing and trailing big. Over the top, Hughes fisting away, gained about 25 metres or so. Newport held surely, no free kick. Down goes Lamb again, and he gets a free kick.
Oh, he ducked into that. Definitely ducked into it.
The umpire's been impressed by the other 21 possessions.
Let's have a look at this. Here he sees a tackle about to come. Goes down. Maybe he did slip there in the loose surface.
I think you're right. Sumic. Yates is battling with him. Eishold comes through towards the boundary line, trying to get it out of bounds. Lewis picks it up. That was a hot one. Yates took it brilliantly. Now he's in trouble. Strong tackle, Lewis. Knocked on by Stretch. Eishold an opportunity. Hard against the boundary line. Through his legs. Newport scrambles at about 5 metres. Obst brilliantly done. Charged down by Matera. Kemp. Obst again. Grinter's got it now. Grinter gets the kick away towards centre wing. Scott goes in, fisting away. Matera's kick, a high one. It only travels about 15 metres. They come from all directions. Obst couldn't hang on. Grinter gets the kick away. Campbell knocks it on for Melbourne. Leading back in the race, though, is Miles with some time. Measures the hand pass. It's a sweeper. Worsfold on the overlap is Malaxis. He runs through the middle. He went a fair way, then he gets it away. The mark is taken by Phoebe.
What a terrible kick by Steve Malaxos. And now a chance for Melbourne to go forward again through Viney. 2.25 minutes left to half-time. Lead by Bennett, a mark by Bennett.
Yes, they've given the ball away far too much, the West Coast Eagles. And kicking, which is usually a major part of their game, has been letting themselves down with that area tonight. Darren Bennett well in front, taking the easy chest mark.
Kicking from 45 metres to become the first double goal scorer for the Demons. And he's on the board with 2. Well, this is a bit of a shellacking, 9-4 to 3-3.
Yes, another good quarter by the Demons. Melbourne adding 4-2 to 1-1 in the second term. Campbell, Newport, Tingay and Bennett their goal kickers, and the sole goal kicker for the Eagles was Carl Langdon. At the main change, Melbourne leading by 38 points.